What it is, Brad Lea back again with another episode of Dropping Bombs. Folks, today in the studio, I got a real treat for you as always. Richard Mugica and Mike Sadikian up in this bitch.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
You want to get that microphone up on there.
That's
what we're talking about. All right, you guys can follow. What's your Instagram?
Richard _ Mugica. Mugica.
Mugica.
M-U-G.
Mike Sadikian, Sadikian.
Mike Sadikian.
Sadikian.
What kind of name is that?
So Armenian.
Armenian. What about yours?
Spanish.
Do you speak Spanish?
No.
Oh,
No.
lame-o.
My mom speaks, like, you would think it's her first language.
What?
I don't know anything. Spanish. She speaks perfect English. Her Spanish is better than her English. And I know no Spanish.
But is it her first language?
No, it's not.
Wow. My grandmother was Spanish, and I've always wished that they would have just spoke pure Spanish, so I was fluent in Spanish.
That's right.
If I were fluent in Spanish, dude, I would round up all the Latinos, and I would fucking own the planet.
Dude, that's right.
The Latinos, I mean, number one, they stick together already.
100%.
And number two, they're just not unified to wield the power that they actually have.
That's right.
And if you go to jail, the Mexicans, the Latinos run that shit because there's so many. And collectively,
that's right.
They freaking rule.
You know, you can learn it now, right? Within a year, you'd probably be freaking.
You know, don't bring up the obvious. I've downloaded Babbel and
all those,
all that. And I try to do it, but like, you know, after a year, I'm like, you know, ¿Dónde está? And then someone goes, no, and I go, what? Didn't work. If I were going to actually do it, I would probably just move to Mexico for 6 months.
Yeah, that's the best way.
Immerse yourself.
That's it.
Folks, today, these two dudes are here because I want to get the word out about real training. Mm-hmm. Now, real training is ultimately, I think, the pathway for people. If you're out there not making at least, what would you say, 120?
150. Yeah, 150 to 200.
Yeah, if you're not making that kind of dough, in my opinion, you're kind of stuck in the rat race. And you're going to be stuck unless you're real careful. Because again, you can get out at that level, but you have to live like a pauper and you have to invest every last dime. I mean, you literally have to sacrifice everything. Because the trick to getting out of the rat race is investing. You have to invest.
That's right.
A lot of people out 100%. There living paycheck to paycheck, even at 120 grand, because their lifestyle goes up.
100%.
So a lot of people, they don't want to go backwards. That was one of my options. Hey, you can give up the cars and the houses and the fun and the bullshit. And
it's just hard to go backwards.
Move back in with your parents, take all your money and start investing it for the next 10 years. I don't know what that says.
Just ensure his microphone is as close as possible to their level.
Okay. You think I can read that phone, bro? Oh, Lordy. Anywho, folks.
One of my mentors, Brad, actually early on, it's funny you said that, told me like, dude, you don't have a spending problem. You have an income problem.
That's right. Most people. Well, again, that's just my perspective. Mm-hmm. A lot of people think differently. Like Dave Ramsay. I just did this thing yesterday with the Dave Ramsay person. She's like, no credit cards, no credit, pay off everything. Don't use debt. And I'm like, yeah, that's not the way to do it. Mm-hmm. That is a way to do it, but dude, it takes forever. So to get out of the rat race, in my opinion, is very simple. Okay. You have to create some disposable cash.
100%.
If you're making 120 and you're spending most of it, which taxes take a lot of it. So even if you make 120, dude, you're only getting 80.
That's right.
So out of 80, dude, that's not even $7 grand a month. Like that's not a lot. No, rent, average rent's $1,800.
That's right.
You know, you got your car payments, you got your insurance, you got dry cleaning, you 100%. Got food, you got freaking cable, you got freaking gas, you got power. Like it goes quick.
It goes fast.
And yeah, people are out there, and there's a lot of them that they don't understand. Number one, you gotta, make some money.
You gotta make some money.
And there's a million people out there willing to work. They just don't know the avenue.
That's right.
That's right.
So anyway, folks, real training And when I call it the job offer. Real training will teach somebody exactly how to make, way more money in sales. I mean, it's sales. People are like, oh, I'm not a salesperson. What would you say to those people?
Man, I mean, there's a lot we could say, right? But really, it's just understanding, like, do you want to help people is the main thing. And if you want to be in the business of helping people, then there's no doubt about it. Like, where you need to be is in sales.
Listen to old Mike get it.
Oh, he gave me the bomb.
Dude, listen, people need to be in sales. They're already in sales. If you're working for a salary, you're in sales. You're just not getting paid.
100%.
You're not in the position to receive commission. When people say, Brad, I'll do anything you say, bro, just tell me how to get out. Number one, get in the position to receive commission.
That's right.
And a lot of people are afraid of that because they have scarcity-based mindsets.
That's right.
So this real training, guys, it teaches you the mindset, the skill set, and the habits that you need to do. And if you do them, you will be successful in pretty much anything you sell.
That's right.
But I've spent 20 years teaching people this, and I find them 3 years later still making average money. And I'm like, dude, I showed you exactly what to do, but they chose the wrong products to sell.
That's right.
So
that's right.
Once I met Richard, he had a team of fucking badasses, Mike being one of them. And I said, hey, I was just thinking, what if I put out the training and gave him the job? And what'd you say?
That's a no-brainer.
You said, what? You'll give him a job? You can hire all those people? I'm like, dude, I can.
That was my question. You can hire them all?
Dude, I can hire all of them. I can hire 10,000 people. But they have to have the mindset, the skill set, and the habits.
That's right.
That are required to succeed. I can't turn, shit into fucking, gold.
That's right.
But I can turn gold. Well, I don't even know the right analogy. Yeah. But in other words, like if you're not going to learn the mindset, you're not going to do the skill set, and you're not going to freaking do the habits, well, then it's not going to work.
That's right.
You have to have the mindset, you have to have the skill set, you have to have the habits. If you can get those three down, and we teach those
100%.
at Real Training.
Yep.
That's why I call it real training. It's real training, man. It's not some hyperbole bullshit. That's
fugazi here.
Yeah, it's like, come on, dude. The real training that you guys need if you want to get out of the rat race is mindset, skill set, habits. Mindset, you got to be abundant. You got to be optimistic. You got to shift your perspective. You got to, weed out all the negativity. You have to constantly keep your energy at a high level.
That's right.
And there's ways to do it.
Yes.
I'm a living testament of it. But if you get your mindset and your energy, essentially it's your frequency. If you get your energy right,
that's right.
Guess what happens? You start to attract like energy.
That's right.
Whatever you emit is what you get.
100%.
So if you put out negative energy, it attracts to you. And most people think, oh, that's freaking fluffy. No, that's real shit right there.
It's funny you say that, Brad, because as I got to like work with different people, I met some successful people along the way, and everything that I noticed about them is their frequency was always higher.
Yeah.
And this guy told me one time, he's like, hey dude, like high frequency is high income. Low frequency is low income. And I swear that's a pattern I see over and over. I mean, even being here in the office, this is the first time we met in person, but you walk into a room and, Brad's got a frequency to him, and it's a higher frequency than most humans.
Yeah. Well, what most people say to that?
Yeah.
Well, I'd have a high frequency too if I were fucking rich.
Yeah.
And my answer is you won't be rich if you don't have a high frequency. So people say, well, then tell me how to get one.
That's right.
Boom. No kidding. Real training, folks. Real training. I'll teach you exactly how to get a high frequency and keep a high frequency, because getting one's easier than keeping it. You got to get it. And then you got to keep it, because you get bombarded with bad news, bullshit, problems, situations. But once you realize, hey, all of that is literally what you're asking for, and you know how to shift it, dude, your mindset freaking changes. Your perspective changes. You're starting to look around the world, and all of a sudden, all the problems and shit you see become opportunity. And you're like, holy shit, dude, there's opportunity everywhere. Now you're thinking correctly, because there's opportunities everywhere. It's just the problem is it's disguised in risk and problems.
That's right.
Well, that's where the opportunities are.
Exactly.
That's right.
So anyway, the mindset. Then the skill set, dude. You got to know how to close, persuade, influence. You got to know how to market. You got to know how to build a personal brand. You got to know how to sell. You got to know how to, you got to understand that sales is a game. Sales is like, I always say, it's like a dance. If you go watch a dance and you're familiar with dancing, you can say, oh, that's the freaking rumba and that's the flamenco or whatever their dances are. Let's use MMA just because it's like MMA, dude. You get a white belt in with a black belt, that black belt's going to demolish the white belt,
No doubt about it.
but give that white belt some experience and teach them the ropes, and guess what, now the guy can compete.
That's right.
So at the end of the day, the skills that you need, everyone has the ability to learn the skills. And if you don't think you can learn the skills, if you don't think you have the ability to sell, close, persuade, build influence, all that, that's your mindset.
That's right.
So people are sitting there doubting that they can do this, or they quit because it might be a little bit challenging and uncomfortable. Well, dude, that's your mindset. See, now you got to go back to that category and get that fixed. And then you go, okay, boom. And then you go back and you do the reps, because to get good at something, all you have to do is repetition, practice, accountability. And so you need the right way to do it, which we give you. Then you need practice, which we do with you. We practice, repetition, and accountability, which we definitely hold you accountable.
No doubt about it.
And one thing, if I could add to that, Brad, like, I think it's super important for everyone to understand, like, all of that is extremely important, and we're going to do a phenomenal job breaking that down. But at the same time, one thing that we can't control is like how you show up, right? So you have to be hungry, coachable, and ready to take action, right? And if that's you, we're going to help you do whatever it takes to give you the mindset, skill sets, and habits, and help you get to that next level. But you need to show up, right? You need to show up a certain way.
Yeah, you got to show up. But again, that's mindset. People that don't show up, it's their problems are so drastic. They're letting it overwhelm their ability to make good decisions. Just like working out in the morning. Is it a good decision to work out a little bit? Get your heart rate racing? Well, if you value health, it is.
Of course.
And there's people that make excuses. That's why, everybody's obese in the United States. The food we get is poison. We don't have any healthy options. And the ones that see the healthy options are like, well, they're too much. I can't afford them. That's a mindset issue. Shift your perspective. You can't afford not to have them.
That's right.
That's right.
Especially if you realize, and you have a crystal ball and you realize, dude, in 3 years, you're going to develop diabetes. Then you're going to have to take injections. Then you're going to freaking have health issues. Like, dude, if someone knew that was down the road, they would have no excuses, and they would be like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Then so the mindset, then the skill set, again, we can teach all those things. Anyone has the ability to learn the skills. And then the habits of the ultra successful. Are you sleeping in? Are you getting up early? Are you wasting a lot of time? Do you know how to manage your time?
That's right.
Time management. I said this the other day in the class with the trainees. They all loved it, and they were taking notes like crazy, and I couldn't believe that they didn't know this.
Yeah.
Were you guys listening or no?
No, I wasn't there.
I said, listen, there's two things you got to focus on. Okay, major time. Okay, if you write it down, major time and minor time. Now, if I were to say prospecting, is that major or minor?
Major.
No. It's minor. I didn't say unimportant.
Yeah.
I said minor. What is
major is closing?
What is referrals?
Deals.
Asking for referrals, major or minor?
I would say that's.
See, now Mike don't want to answer because
I go with minor.
I thought it was major.
I'm gonna go with minor.
See, most people think all those are major because they're mistaking important for major. No. Major is where you want to spend the majority of your time. Well, there's only in my book, when it comes to this, there's only one thing that belongs in major, and that is sitting in front of a prospect.
Closing deals.
Talking to somebody, talking to a customer. Now, some people with the fucked up minds will go, well, I got to spend major time setting appointments.
Yeah.
Well, no, you don't.
You can delegate that.
You can delegate it. You can hire virtual assistants.
Automate
You
it.
can freaking automate it. You can create AI bots. There's so many things you can do to not have to do that yourself, so you can sit in front of a customer.
That's right.
So if people just understood, listen, major time is sitting in front of a customer. Got it. Minor time is everything else.
Everything else.
And if I'm looking at my day and I'm spending major time on minor things, I'm doing it wrong.
Yep.
I need to spend major time doing major things. Well, how do I get in front of a customer if I don't spend any time getting in front of them?
That's right.
Aha. See, again, these are the skills. These are the things we teach. Then all of a sudden you start to realize, like, dude, this isn't rocket science. Mm-hmm. And I'm famous for saying that. because it's not rocket science.
Yeah.
Dude, I dropped out of high school at 16.
That's
I don't have a
crazy.
college degree. I don't have any reason to have multiple 8-figure companies and all the success I have.
That's right.
And, you know, I used to feel like imposter syndrome to even say that. But then I look, man, people pay me ridiculous money to speak. On what? They say, whatever you want. And I'm like, you're paying me that much money and you don't have what you want me to talk about? They're like, you know, whatever you want, just do you, just be you. I'm like, okay, cool. That's funny. They used to tell me to shut up in school. Now they pay me to talk. Then the habits that are crucial, you know, are you sleeping in? Are you prospecting? Are you asking for referrals every time? Do you ask for the sale every time? What do you do for a living? That's a habit.
That's right.
You know, look at your habits, audit your habits, and you'll start to realize, dude, you're doing the wrong shit.
That's right.
So you're thinking wrong.
Yeah.
You're not very good, and your freaking habits are messed up, and you're wondering why you can't get past 150.
Why you're not making money.
And then I've seen very few occasions where somebody has a good mindset on them. They've got pretty good skills. Their habits are freaking good, and they're still not making money.
They got the wrong vehicle.
They got the wrong vehicle, which is why I said, well, then come work at any of my companies. I'll even give you the job, folks.
That's right.
You want the job, you got the mindset, you got the skill set, you got the habits down, you're willing to do them, you're willing to do the work. Because again, if you're not willing to do the work, dude, this information is going to do nothing for you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're willing to do the work and you have the right vehicle, which I provide you multiple choices, financial services, frickin' software, frickin' solar, frickin'
Merchant service.
training. Like you can sell training and consulting. A lot of companies want training and consulting. They want to know how to do this shit for their salespeople. So at the end of the day, we give you the high ticket items that you can sell.
100%.
Period. Like, dude, what more does anybody need? So if anybody's listening and people are like, Brad, this was like a commercial. That's exactly what it is.
That's right.
Because when people ask me, dude, what are you really doing all this for? You know, you have enough money. Well, number one, I don't think it's enough. Number two, it's not about the money. It's about showing people the route out.
That's right.
I mean, dude, there's a ladder right in front of their face and they don't realize, number one, it's a ladder. And number two, all they got to do is climb.
Yep.
And if I could show 1,000 people how to get out of the rat race,
Yep.
dude, that's an impact.
That's right.
And I want to live in a better world. I want to live in a more successful world. And I can get really successful. That doesn't necessarily change the world. It changes my world. But the easiest way to live in a more successful world is to help everybody become more successful.
That's right.
So the podcast is essentially telling everybody real training. All you have to do, by the way, if you want to apply,
It's pretty simple
to come work. Yeah, is fill out an application. And by the way, do you know the URL? I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah.
And by the way, the team will put this in the notes below. But I want to say it just in case someone's riding around and they don't know it.
Work with Brad.
It's 1000% bradlea.team/
Work with Brad.
work with Brad. Brad Lea, that's LEA. Bradlea.team, like we're a team, / work with Brad.
With Brad.
Bradlea.team, work with Brad. dashes in between, work with Brad. But anyway, that's all you got to do. So go fill out an application and quit making excuses. If you want to change what you're getting, you got to change what you're doing. And what's crazy is people don't realize to change what you're doing, you have to change what you believe.
Oh, 100%.
And in order to change what you believe, you have to get new information.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, that I've interviewed that have went through the program are like, dude, honestly, your team is amazing. The information is life-changing. My marriage got better. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just like, dude, listen, if you shift your perspective in life, dude, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I don't know who said that, but that's true. It's the quickest way to do it. You just got to change but it's hard to do when you don't have the information. You're not sure. What are the exercises? What are those habits I need to be doing?
That's right.
Because again, I bet you there is 1 million people willing to do the work, but they don't know the route.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
A lot of them are already doing the work, but they're not getting the rewards.
Richard got a bomb. Dude, they're already out there working 10 times harder than they need to. They're getting home beat. They're missing time with their kids, their family. Why? Because of their programming, dude. Whoever taught them, whatever they taught, whatever they learned, they believe that life is about whatever they're doing.
That's right.
And there's no way out, there's a way out, but it's not for me, or whatever.
That's right.
But at the end of the day, they're wrong. I can prove it. I always say, listen, don't believe me.
Yeah.
Go disprove me. Apply. Come to work at one of the companies. Go through the freaking program. And if your freaking life don't change, dude, it's because you didn't.
You didn't change. What would you say to somebody, Brad, that is like, well, yeah, man, that sounds cool, like sales, commission, but like, how do I give up something that I know is going to come in? Like, a lot of people are afraid of losing that salary, and
that's number one. That's fear.
That's fear. Yeah.
That's scarcity.
It's scarcity.
What if it doesn't work? What if I don't make money?
Yeah. What if I don't make money?
What if you do? And not only that, what if you don't? Well, then look around. That's what it leads to, wherever you are right now. Yeah, but at least it's safe. Guys, what are you so afraid of? Mm-hmm. I got kids to feed. Dude, you got kids that are watching you.
That's right.
And again, I mean, like, that's fear-based, that's scarcity-based. So mindset usually fixes that.
That's right.
But ultimately, dude, it's because they don't have any confidence and certainty.
Yeah.
And that's part of the
Part of the training. Yeah, that's why you get the training.
Yeah, we get people to, number one, increase their self-worth, which automatically increases their net worth.
That's right.
But ask that question again.
So the question was, what would be your advice, or what would you tell somebody that says, hey man, I want to make that transition. Like, I know that going into sales and having uncapped income and being able to control my future is probably the right route. But I was just talking to a guy the other day, and he was like, dude, I just didn't do it. I've never done it because I'm really scared of losing what I already have. Like,
that's a mindset issue.
That's right. Yeah.
But I would say to that person, and you can use this on the phone.
Yeah.
I would say, you either sacrifice for what you want, or what you want becomes the sacrifice.
Damn.
That's number one. Also, why are you so afraid of letting go what you don't want to reach for something you do? Like, I don't want to lose this.
But they don't like it anyways. They already don't like it.
Dude, they clearly want more. They just don't know how to get it. And then when you tell them how to get it, they're like, but I don't want to lose this safety. Guys, there is no wealth in safety. I'm telling you, if you're not willing to risk it, you will never get the biscuit.
That's right.
It's not even that scary. Number one, it does work. Okay. If you're willing to do the work. So if you reframe that guy, okay, you don't want to give up what you got, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I don't want to lose, I don't want to be broke is what he's saying.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose what I have because I need what I have.
I need what I have. That's
so
right.
you're holding on to what you have so tightly. You cannot grab something else. You're never going to reach for something else. You're never going to get anything else. That's because you're holding on to that so tightly as if you're going to die if you lose it.
Yeah.
And trust me, number one, you won't die.
Yeah.
And number two, you won't lose it. You'll fucking throw it away if you realize what we teach and what you anyone can do.
Yeah.
You would never, like when I see someone on a salary job, and people say, Brad, how do you say that while all your employees are listening? Dude, I tell them that every day. And if they quit, I freaking applaud and say, smart move. Now, again, what are you quitting for? Well, I'm going to go try selling something. I heard sales is in it for me. Well, again, if you don't have the right mindset and the right skill sets and the right habits, dude, that's a dangerous prospect. You might fucking lose.
100%.
You still might win, but you might lose.
That's right.
See, I roll the dice.
Yep.
I've always rolled the dice. I wasn't afraid. You know how I knew one day that sales is the way to go? My whole family's blue collar, hardworking, like no money.
That's right.
I'm the only one in the family with any money. And I'm the only one in the family that shifted into sales.
That's right.
But to me, it wasn't rocket science. I was told to get a real job. So I went out and got a job in the Forest Service. I was supposedly supposed to fight fires.
Yeah.
And I show up and for my first day, and they give me this big backpack filled with water, heavy as shit. And I had to walk up and down the hillsides, and I was looking for smoldering stumps. Like the fire was already gone. The firefighters, the actual firefighters had already put the fire out, but they wanted me to trail behind and squirt the stumps that might reignite a fire if they were left burning. Jeez. So I'm looking for smoldering stumps and I'm squirting water. It wasn't even a powerful squirt. It was like I pumped it. It was like squirt, 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 squirt. And I'm walking up and down hills. I'm busting my ass.
You're busting your ass, man.
And everybody's like proud of me. My whole family's like, yeah, that's a man. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm a man. So, this is the way out.
But I'm broke.
Well, a couple of days later, I got poison oak right here.
Oh, shit.
Oh, wow.
And I went to dude and I said, bro, I got poison oak. I'm not gonna be able to come in for a week or so. And he said, what? And I said, I got poison oak. And there's poison oak everywhere up there. This dude opens up his shirt and his whole entire body is covered in poison oak.
Damn.
And he said, that's part of the job.
Part of the job.
And I just said, what? No way, bro. You want me to have poison oak? And that was part of the job? I said, you can fucking keep the job. I quit. Wow. My whole family said I was the dumbest dude in history. Oh, I can't believe you quit that job.
Look at you now.
You would have got overtime. You would have had prevailing wages. You would have been at $20 an hour in no time. Yak. And again, $20 an hour, even 60 hours a week. Mm-hmm. That's $1,200 bucks. That's $1,200 a week. That's not even $5,000 a month. So you want me to bust my ass for $5,000 a month? By the way, old government's going to take of
their
that
chunk. That's right.
And you want me to get poison oak? Thank God I got poison oak because that's what made me quit. Oh. And so I quit. Next day, boom, open up the newspaper, see a job for sales.
Boom.
Went in, applied, they give me a job. Happened to be selling cars. Next thing you know, the sales manager comes out and tells me to pick out a car. And I said, what do you mean? He said, you get a free, it's called a demo. You can drive a car, so you know what they drive like, and maybe you can show it to your friends and family and you can sell it while you're out driving it. Yeah. And I'm like, are you shitting me? So I look to the left and there's a whole row of Trans Ams, T-tops, freaking hood scoops. This was back in 80s. Jeez. And, I'm like, dude, these guys want me to have poison oak. These guys want me to have a Trans Am. And not only that, the very first month I made like 6 G's. I made more than anybody on that fire crew in the first month, and I only worked like 3 weeks. And it wasn't even hard. I'm like,
you're talking to people,
dude. I'm not tired when I get home. I come home looking like a freaking pimp. I'm in a suit. I've got freaking a pen in my pocket. I'm badass. I smell like cologne. I don't have poison oak.
Yeah.
Girls came in. Customers walked in.
They were interested.
They wanted a car.
They wanted a car.
All I had to do was show it to them and drive it with them and do some numbers with them. And everyone's like, "Oh, gross, sleazy car salesman." It's like, dude, look. Number one, I wasn't sleazy. Number two, people want the cars. They're coming in for them.
That's right.
And by the way, just for the record, you wouldn't come to work for me selling cars. I don't have a car dealership. but I cut my teeth in sales, learning in the car business. And then I sold art, and then I sold all these things. And I never made, less than 10 grand a month after I got a little experience.
Yep.
10 grand a month was like
a low
that's
month.
normal.
Yeah.
You know, it was just like, you know,
Like a
you
normal,
can't
yeah.
not make money.
That's right.
People are coming in to buy the product and service. All you have to do is have the freaking skills and the ability to build value.
That's right.
And show them how it solves their problem. And a lot of times they're looking for what you have.
That's right.
So people that are afraid to sell, dude, I don't understand. What
Yeah.
would you tell those people?
Dude, so Brad, I knew the game was broken the first day I made my first sale in sales. I was working as a truck driver. I had 2 kids, $20 an hour. I was making $500 a week. Okay, $500 a week, working 40 hours a week. I got into sales. My first sale, half an hour phone call, was a $500 commission. Now you tell me how that world exists, where I could work 40 hours and make 500, or I could do a half an hour phone call and make 500. That's when I realized, dude, the matrix is real. Like the system's broken. That don't make sense to me.
Well, that's what they're producing in schools. They want us to believe all you got to do is get a good job
And work hard.
and work hard. And in reality, those are the people I'm trying to help. Because I drive by construction workers, you know, and then you always hear the people, well, if they were in it for construction workers, our life wouldn't exist. Dude, there's always going to be construction workers, but it doesn't have to be you. Okay, it's not me.
That's right.
It's not you. It's not you. You ain't holding them signs. You ain't digging those ditches. You ain't operating that heavy equipment. You're not welding. All the people that are out there, and I don't care if you're a waiter. I don't care if you're a frickin' construction worker. I don't care if you're a truck driver. I don't really care what it is you do. If you're not making a lot of money, you're going to be stuck. Now, again, you can still be happy. If you're happy, bro,
Yeah.
you know,
I don't think money and happiness, like to your point, I don't think money and happiness has that much to do with it, right? It's like,
well, I might argue that a little bit,
you know,
only because I've been broke and I've been rich, and rich, I'm happier that way. But
you can be happy and broke, but I don't know if that's the point.
Yeah, I
you
mean, to me, if someone came to me and they go, Brad, listen, I coach my kids' school, you know, I go to work, you know, I everything's kosher. My house is, you know, comfortable. We love our life.
Yeah.
Why would I give that up? Well, again, if you're happy, don't give it up. This isn't for people that are happy. This is for the millions of people that are like, there's got to be fucking more.
They want more.
There's got to be more. I want to fucking fly private. I want to go on 3 vacations a year.
That's right.
I want to have money to buy my kids clothes. I want the better health care. I want the better school systems. I want all this shit.
That's right.
Well, no, not for you. Get your work boots and show up at 5 a.m. and bust your ass and take your fucking $85 for the day and shut the fuck up.
That's right.
Like, dude, how's that real? That's not real. You want to make real money? Get your mindset right, get your skills right, and get your fucking habits right. And dude, you will crush. So anybody out there listening that's afraid, they're worried, they're nervous, they got kids to feed. I had kids to feed. In fact, I was down on my child support in some cases 3 months.
Damn.
My ex-wife was like, you know, making money, so she didn't need it, thank God. But but like, dude, it was tough. It's tough. So what? So it's tough.
Makes you better.
Boo-hoo, it's tough. Well, that's tough. Okay, well, again, if you're afraid to do the work, if you don't want to do the work, you don't want to be uncomfortable, you don't want to do the reps, again, then just continue doing what you do and hope someone comes along one day with some killer opportunity and maybe you'll get lucky and get out of the rat race.
Hope ain't a strategy, right? And to your point, Brad, like I was that person, right? Before I got into sales, like I could never see me selling anything. I had all that stuff you're talking about was in my own head. I had these beliefs that I was holding that I had to overcome. But at some point in time, like I had to make a decision. And that's when it started, right? It's like, dude, I decided that I'm going to get into sales whether I like it or not, because I know for a fact, like this is going to be the path that I need to be on to get to where I want to go. And so, yes, it was uncomfortable initially, right? But at the same time, here's what I'll say. Like we have a system, right? You have a blueprint that we've laid out. This isn't like, to your point, rocket science. We're not like Elon Musk trying to put a Tesla on the moon right now. Like this is stuff we've done for years, you've done for decades, right? And it's not about reinventing that wheel. It's about sticking to what actually works and just doing the work, right? And if you're willing to do that, it's not a matter of like if you're going to be successful. It's just a matter of when.
That's right. Machine gun in their ass. Dude, I sometimes on dropping bombs, I like to debate and argue a little bit because I don't believe what people are saying. But in this case, I agree 1,000%. I wish everybody understood because I get a lot of downloads. I get a lot of listens. Mm-hmm. And I know we'll get calls and I know we'll get applications, but there will be a lot of people sitting on a fence saying, yeah, well, you don't understand. Dude, that is your mindset. I've never seen a person in a situation that they cannot get out of it. And by the way, there's the, let's call it the Ramsay Way. Okay, so move back in with your mom, get rid of your car, buy a little shitter, ride a bike, take the bus, live like a fucking pauper, and save all your discretionary income and invest it wisely. And you theoretically, over a long period of time, will eventually get out.
That's right.
Okay, because investments are required. You're not getting rich, luckily. You're not getting rich unless you invest intelligently. So again, real training is about getting you enough to get out. It's the ticket out. It's not out. We are not going to make millionaires. Well, I take that back. I think we're going to make a lot of millionaires.
Yeah.
I think we'll make a lot.
Yeah.
But because of the training that they got, working for me is not going to make people millionaires.
Yeah.
Even though I do have a few people making damn good money. Working for one of the organizations is going to get you enough to get out.
That's right.
Now, if you get enough and you're like, wow, this is unbelievable. I never knew it'd be this freaking good. And you want to be there forever, dude, you're comfortable. But if you really want to build wealth, well, that's my next goal. Is let me get people with enough. Because if you don't have enough, dude, you can't invest. Why am I going to tell you what to do and, get you wealthy if you don't have anything? It's like Lightspeed, dude. People will come in here because I've done Grant Cardone and Tony Robbins and all these people. I've showed them how to create courses and make millions of dollars. And then people come in here with no money and they think if they give me their last $30,000, I can now make them rich.
Magically, huh?
Dude, $30,000 is what it takes to get your system rolling. Now you can do it for maybe a little less, but you got to have money. Because after that, now you got to market the shit.
That's right.
Now you got to make calls. You probably need to hire a few salespeople. You probably need to build some funnels. You probably need to hire a copywriter or leverage AI, which takes a subscription. There's money involved.
That's right.
And someone says, yeah, but I don't really have any. Show me what to do. Dude, I've never done it with no money. And I don't make claims that I can show people anything unless I've already done it. I've already got out of the rat race.
That's right.
I've already closed multi-million-dollar deals and made millions. So at the end of the day, if you're listening to this and you're not making the money you want, maybe you're making, and by the way, we've had people come in that are doing 200,000 or 300,000. And again, even you guys, you might just want the training. You might just want the knowledge. You might not want the job, which would be crazy.
Or maybe even the remote environment. A lot of people are, they don't have that location freedom.
Hey, and by the way, that's another great point. Okay, all these are remote, which means, dude, I don't care if you're sitting in Aruba drinking a margarita while you're closing biz.
Which we've had some guys do.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, on vacation closing deals.
Yes.
Well, because dude, why wouldn't you if you're not strapped to an office?
That's right.
So this is a remote high ticket game where literally your lifestyle can be freaking amazing. As long as you can fucking do the right things. We'll teach you the right things. We'll practice with you. We'll hold you accountable. All you got to do is be willing to work. If you're not willing to work, don't apply. Because all we're going to do is freaking teach all this shit, and then you're going to sit there and talk shit.
That's right.
Yeah, shit didn't work. Dude, it works if you work. That's a guarantee. I've never seen anybody do the work and not win. So it's a matter of doing the work. But that is a good point, dude. You can do it from anywhere. You don't have to move to Las Vegas or wherever my company is located. And by the way, if you do, I don't have enough. I only have 30,000 square feet here. I can probably put, put 20, 30 people here.
Oh, at least.
But I mean, yeah, but if someone says, I want an office, I don't want to work at home, my kids are screaming. Well, dude, listen, come into the office. I don't care. But at the end of the day, I can't put thousands.
That's right.
To work in an office.
That's right.
But I suppose I could just get more offices.
Yeah.
But dude, the remote is the benefit.
Oh yeah.
Like, dude, I don't care if you're in Nebraska, in a small town, listening to this.
You could closing deals.
We got closers
Fixing-
I believe in 16 different countries right now.
16 different countries.
16.
Countries, by the way. You don't even have to be a United States citizen.
A lot of people taking advantage of those currency exchanges right now and that remote opportunity.
Dude, I get a lot of people from Canada that listen to the show, and all the opportunities I show them, they're like, dude, can I be in Canada? And I'm like, no. Well, you can be in Canada.
You can be.
You can be in freaking Mexico.
Brazil.
You can be in the UK.
Yeah.
And you're probably going to get a lot of those people because they DM me. What do you got for UK? What do you got for Canada?
Mm-hmm.
But
100%.
anybody that is not making the money that you need to be making, folks, pull over, go to bradlee.team/work-with-Brad, fill out the application. Someone will reach out to you. Someone will freaking be in touch, and we will give you the training. We will give you the job, and you will get out of the rat race if and only if you're willing to do the work.
That's right.
That's right.
What else would you tell them before we wrap this up?
You know, one thing, Brad, I was thinking about earlier, you talked about solving problems, right? And like early on, back in a past life, I was full-time in real estate. And one day I was taking a client, he's the head of the Glendale Adventist Hospital. And we went down and we were looking at a wholesale deal in Sherman Oaks, right? It was an older man. And unfortunately, he kind of fainted. And luckily the doctor was with me, right? So we called 911 and he's trying to figure out like what's going on there. And this doctor just has this epiphany and shares this with me in that moment. He's like, Mike, like, dude, I can't tell you the things I've seen in the ER room. Like people coming with gunshot wounds, overdoses, car accidents, just all sorts of horrific things. He's like, dude, I realized in my 30 years of doing this is Dr. Anthony Cardillo. He's like, I realized one thing, dude. He's like, every problem in life has a solution, unfortunately, except for one, and that's death, right? So in that moment, like it completely changed my mindset. And dude, if you can adopt that mindset, which is exactly what we're going to teach you guys, like in the real training, like if you can just understand, like every problem is meant to be solved, then you're going to be on a path to success, right? But again, that all comes down to the things that we're going to teach them and give them inside of the mindset piece of that.
Yeah.
Boom. Look, I think, Brad, once you understand sales at a high level and realize you can make money any day you want, at any time you want,
With no limit.
your life changes. Because the amount of confidence you get from that, you're like, bro, guess what? Like your story, Brad, you started in sales, you learned the game, you got so damn good at it. What did you do? You started a business because you're like, bro, I can make money. That's what's going to happen with these guys. They're going to come in, they're going to learn sales. They're going to be like, dude, I can make money any day I want, anytime I want. They're going to go start businesses. They're going to go create, make the economy better. They're going to fill the world with more employees. That's how it starts. It starts in sales. So it's like, bam, it gets me fired up.
Let's go.
So, folks, listen, for all of you that are going to take action, go. We look forward to meeting you. We look forward to you interacting with us. For all the people that aren't going to do it because of whatever negativity is rolling through your head, you're probably the one that needs to do it most. Do it for your family. Do it for your kids.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. And more importantly, do it for yourself. Most people don't think they deserve better, so they never get better.
That's right.
So, again, folks, if you're one of those people, prove us wrong. Go in, do the program, go to work, and see if you're not freaking crushing life. Until next time, keep that shit real.
Yeah, that's it.